So a lot of this show has been about my recent trips to various museums in Prague. And one of the museums that I visited was the Naprastek Museum of Asian, African and American Cultures, named after Vojta Naprastek, a Czech man of influence, founder of this museum, Prague patron, promoter of multiculturality, women's education and progress in general from the turn of the 20th century, I believe, thereabouts. The highlight exhibitions were dedicated to the cultures of Australia and Oceania, Siberia and Egypt. It was the latter that was the most striking one to me because, quite frankly, I've always been drawn to ancient Egyptian culture. Perhaps it was because it's the first proper civilization that is generally taught in history classes in the Western world, and I immediately took a liking to history in my childhood. In fact, it also became later on in my life one of the subjects that I got an A in my leaving cert, and a lot of good that's done me. Anyways, I have, of course, actually been to Egypt in Cairo. And it was a powerful experience, to say the least, for several reasons that are beyond the simple fact that you don't want to be walking around Cairo alone at night, trust me. But actually, I have friends there, thanks to the power of art and culture now, and was lucky enough to admire the pyramid and the Sphinx with my own two eyes. And maybe I will tell you that story some other time, because it really was one of the most powerful moments of my life. One of those hard-hitting moments that really changed me. But hey, the Egyptian exhibition I went to had several paraphernalia and of course a fair share of mummies, including animal mummies. Animals that were mummified for several reasons, including companionship and food for the dead humans. The cat mummies kind of freaked me out, I have to say. Anyways, one of the rooms was dedicated to gardens. Now, gardens, much like today, was a place of rest and source of fruits, vegetables, herbs and flowers. But among other things, gardens were also settings of ancient Egyptian love songs. And so they at the museum had two of them printed out on a sheet of paper, which I took home with me, and I will read one out right now. But don't worry, it's the shortest one of the two. But what I also wanted to say is that I want to dedicate this poem to a girl, to a lady, who was one of the most beautiful sights I have seen in a very long time, certainly for all the time that I have been in Prague. And it happened about 3 weeks ago as I was leaning against the wall of the historical building of the museum, listening to music and looking down and out at the scene in Winchester Square, enjoying the view, people gazing if you will. It was a very hot day. My eyes landed on this lady who must have been about my age, with tattoos all over her and two big ones on each one of her thighs. And she had black, flat, somewhat greasy, longish hair, not too long, and an annoyed look on her face. As she walked barefoot across the square and crossed the road towards the museum, I just thought, I don't know, it's one of those scenes that just grabs you. And I thought about walking after her, but she sort of just disappeared. And I tried to look for her again, walking down the steps of the museum, but I couldn't see her anywhere. So maybe she didn't actually exist, I don't know. But I don't care either, because right now I feel like dedicating a poem to her. And that's that. So here we go. This is an ancient Egyptian love song. I fare north in the ferry boat, in the manner of a captain, with my bundle of reeds on my shoulder. I am going to Ankhtawi. I will say to Ptah, Lord of Maat, give me my beloved tonight. The river is wine, Ptah is its reed. Sakhmet is its lotus leaf. Yadet is its lotus bud. Nefertum is its lotus flower. And the land lights up with her beauty. Memphis is a vase of mandrake set before the one of beautiful face. And that's that. And now to mark this amazingly cultural moment, here is one of the most popular Egyptian pop songs of all time.